Okay, so I've had some problem with my Shark flip over helmet. I bought it, I wore it on one trip. After day 3, the chin bar failed. It failed to raise and unlock, making the helmet very difficult to get on and off. I did eventually get it sent back to the people who sold it to me after much to and froing and humming and hawing, and then they returned it, supposedly fixed. First time I tried it on, the chin bar lock failed again. And I've been in the best part of 2 years discussion with Shark. Well, I've been talking, they've been refusing to answer. And so I've eventually figured out how to take the damn chin bar off, and we're going to have a little look inside of it. So I've taken all the screws and that out. You will need some very fine tools like watchmakers, spectacle type tools to get the various things off. And inside, what has happened, as you can see over here, the cable has come away from the guide and therefore becomes too slack to actually activate the mechanism up here. We look on the other side, there you can see the guide and the no cable showing. So I'm going to have to take this out now and see how I'm going to try and fix it. So now I've had to remove this guide and vent. Didn't even know there was an internal vent, so if you've been trying to get air through your chin bar and not realise an internal vent as well, good luck. And that'll allow me to take the vent off the front, which will expose the unlocking red bar there. I can have a fiddle with that now, just to show you what's happening when I press the button. Yeah, you see, and so it's just not catching the wire and pulling the wire to unlock the bar. So this is the mechanism from the other side, and we can see where the cables come out of the guide. It's quite flimsy plastic, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get that to stay in there, but let's figure it out. Okay, so I've removed the cable from under this tab here so that it's now, and I'm going to have to reroute it under that tab there and hope it doesn't come back out again. Okay, so I've rerouted the wire, and as you can see there, it's under these little 2 tabs, and there's a little black plastic tab. Now, as soon as I touched that plastic tab, it was only super glued in with 1 dot of super glue. So that's obviously what the original failure was. And the company that fixed it, without wanting to get into any legal repercussions with them, they've done an absolutely shit job and just super glued that back on. And that's obviously just popped straight back off again. So I need to now figure a way of getting that to stay on. I'm thinking maybe maybe a hot metal staple or something like that to push through and sort of lock it in place with another tab of super glue. But let's figure it out again. Alright, so after a little bit of a faff and a struggle, I've managed to get the cables back into the guides, and I've stuck some tape over them while I'm fiddling on so they don't all pop back out again. Now I'm going to use some epoxy on this tab here and seal that to the rest of the mechanism, and hopefully that will stay together. Okay, so there we are, a little bit of epoxy there to hold it, none of it in the channel where the wire is so that that doesn't get stuck. It's just another nightmare I'd have to deal with. Alright. Okay, let me explain how I got the chin bar open, because it was down in the lock position and you just can't get into it. So, what you've got to do is, there's your chin bar. When it was on the helmet, what you've got to do is put your fingers in here. First of all, my mistake, take this and gently pull it off. And you can see that there you've got two plastic holes, and there's a little plastic stud like that goes through it. Prise it gently with your fingers and it'll just pop off. Make sure you don't lose the studs, obviously. Then you'll find this piece here, and you can see there are 4 stud holes. Again, they're just these push-in plastic studs. So again, if you put your fingers gently behind it and prise and prise and prise, they will gently pop out. And then you can take that out. That exposes the interior element to you. To get the chin bar off the helmet, right, I'll temporarily put it back on and I'll show you. Okay, here we go. So take the visor off. Don't want to risk scratching that. Then you've got this plastic cover that you're going to take off of there. Then, now notice that the chin bar is behind the helmet now. And you're going to take this screw out. Okay, here it is. So I'm going to say, now this runs on a little slider here, but behind it, this screw here, you can't undo that, but you don't need to. It's sitting in a little hole. All you've got to do is get it lined up with the hole and pop it out. So there you can see where it sits in that little hole there, and that's a little stud there. So you just pop that out like that and do the other side too.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing.
And then the bent back in
A long time ago,
front.
before we were born.
Back. Front piece with the vent on it. The top 2 holes have bush studs in it. The bottom 2 holes, you put the wind deflector in. That's the wind deflector in place.
Sometimes I wondered if it was real.
It's real. They're coming. We know about
The wind deflector in place. Don't forget to put the little tabs either side. Tuck them under. There's a little slot for them.